All right, the first thing I'm going to do is create my folder for the calculator, and I am going to call it Awesome Calculator. I'm just calling it Awesome Calculator because it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. Awesome. Okay. Okay. Gotta rename this puppy because it's for some reason. Maybe I need to double click on it. There we go. So AWESOME calculator. Okay, now my folder is created. I'm gonna add a folder. What I do is I go to the top level of the application project, and I do a double finger, and then I say new folder. And that new folder is going to be CSS, which we don't really need a new folder, but for the purposes of clean programming and abstraction is just separation of components. So we want to separate our CSS, we want to separate our JavaScript, and our HTML, we want all that to be separate. So that's the reason we're going to have a separate folder. You're going to see it's only going to be one file. So I'm going to create another folder, and I'm going to call that, actually, yeah, I'm just going to call it JS for JavaScript. Once again, it's not that serious right now because for this calculator app, it's basic programming. It's not a lot of different files. It's just going to be one script file. It's going to be one CSS file, and that's it. So we created a CSS folder. We created our JS folder. So now we're going to create our index folder. Index file. It's going to be index.html. Okay. So now we have our index. So now, we have an index. It's in here. So we're just going to do create the structures, just HTML, and then a tab, and it automatically adds our code. And then for the title, I'm going to say Awesome Calculator. All right. So I'm going to start off with a container, and then a calculator inside the container. So div class container, and inside of the container I'm gonna have another div called calculator. Alright, and then inside the calculator we have a display area and a button area like before. So div display area, and then below that we have a div button area. Okay, now inside of the display area, I'm just going to have a display. Okay, I'm going to put a div for display. This may be kind of overkill, but for the purposes of trying to keep your code organized, this is how I want to do it. So display, and then below the button area we have 19 buttons. Okay, so but we have 5 rows. We have 5 rows of buttons. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do 19 buttons. Okay, B-U-T-T buttons. So that's 1. Calculator. So now I need 18 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So the first button is the AC button for all clear, and then we have the opposite, plus, minus, and then we had a percent. Then we have division button, which I believe that's option that, and then we have 7, 8, 9, and X, 7, 8, 9, X, 4, 5, 6, minus, 1, 2, 3 plus and 0 and decimal and then an equal sign. Alright, so all of our buttons are in. I'm going to save it and I'm going to take a look-see at it inside of the browser. And here's our nice calculator. Yeah, doesn't quite look like a calculator just yet, but those are all of our buttons. So our HTML is pretty much set. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add some break tags to after the fourth one. So break, 1, 2, 3, break, and then 1, 2, 3, break here. You can just type BR and tab, BR and tab. That's the reason I like Atom, the way it does this. So I'm going to save it, so now I'm going to refresh my calculator and see what it looks like. And now it looks a little better.